Now, are you like me when you go out shopping, particularly food shopping to the supermarkets? Have you noticed everything's a lot harder, isn't it? Not just expensively, but just to navigate, everything's moved around all the time. Prices are going up. You're not quite sure exactly what you're buying or indeed what you're doing. One of the things that I do find baffling in supermarkets is the way now you're allowed to put things in your own bag. It doesn't matter whether you have a trolley or a basket. Seemingly, you can place them in and then you take them out at those self-service tills. And we've told you all about those, haven't we? Because, they don't want cash. There's so many tills lined up, basically just taking cards. And if you want to pay cash, you're made to stand there, aren't you? Like in Skid Row, waiting, of course, to give over your money for things that really, you're paying for and you should receive service for. What's interesting now, though, over here, a supermarket in the United Kingdom, and I'm sure this is happening elsewhere around the world, so do let me know in the comments below, but a major chain called Sainsbury's, that's right, have decided that unless you produce your receipt upon leaving the store, which is then scanned by security, you won't be let out. Can you imagine? As ever, let me explain. Good morning, Neil Sean here. Nice to see you. Hope you're all keeping well. Let's have a big wave today. Whatever you're up to, are you going shopping? Yes, be prepared. You're going to enjoy this story because, as I say, it's something that's really happening with a rather robust nature. The bottom line is it's all about stealing, shoplifting in stores. And I've seen it, I mentioned this before here on the show, how people just literally come in, lift big boxes of beer and walk out the front door. That's because the law has changed, Store staff are told not to confront people, not to touch them, and more importantly, not to become aggressive with them, even though they know they're openly shoplifting. The plan is now that if you go shopping in Sainsbury's stores, at selected stores so far, but they're planning to roll this out amongst all their stores, is simply this. Once you've made your purchases, you then have to hold your receipt, wait in line, allegedly, to have your receipt scanned, and then you're let out the store. Now, it's not very clear if this is against everybody or just individual people, or in fact, literally, this is a brand new remit. They're testing it out at certain stores, particularly where there's a high level of shoplifting going on. Now, my advice would be to simply this. If you brought service back into major supermarkets and retail in general, you would see a decline in this, but it's very hard to find any service staff at all. In fact, when you go in supermarkets now, you're a bit of a nuisance because they're trying to stock the shelves and you have to navigate over boxes and crates and all sorts of things to try and make sure that you get your purchase. You know what I'm saying? So it seems very strange, doesn't it, in these very cost of living times, that a major chain like this over here in the United Kingdom would want to implement such a, strange system. It will certainly put people off wanting to shop there, but more importantly, moving forward, would you go in and would you put up with this level of service? Is it not wrong, really, to try and commandeer people to produce a receipt? And were we not told to not take receipts to save the planet? So either way, they can't decide which way they want to go. And more importantly, just note this as well. Sainsbury's now sell their very cheapest carrier bag at 35 pence. And at every opportunity, they're quite willing to sell you a bag. What happened to saving the planet of plastic bags? Or has that got lost now in the plan for profit? As ever, I'd love to know what you think to this particular breaking story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.